Hey, hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to our online classes. Okay, so in yesterday class, we learned about what secularism, then what about the rights. Or in previous class, we studied or learned about what we have a knowledge about what the features of what Indian Constitution. Like India is a democratic republic, what socialist nations through the constitutional manner. Okay, and India has what federal form of government, then parliamentary system of government. After that, the next topic based on fundamental rights. In yesterday class, we had studied or learned there are what type of means how many types of fundamental rights provided by Indian Constitution? 7 types of what? Fundamental rights are provided by the Indian Constitution to every citizen. So what are the 7 types of fundamental rights? Let's have a look. What the first one is right to equality. Article 14 to 18 mean the right to equality explained in our what Indian Constitution within the article 14 to 18. Okay, with 4 articles we know about the right to equality which are provided by Indian Constitution. Now, right to freedom. 19 to 22. 19 to 22. Then third, right against exploitation. Article 23 and 24. Then right to freedom of religion. Article 25 to 28. Then 5 cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. 29 and 30. Then right to constitutional right. Article 30. And the last one is what? Right to privacy. Right to privacy is the part of Article 21. So these are the fundamental rights with the what? Article based. Okay. So in the Indian Constitution, the fundamental rights are described in the part of 3. Okay. In 3 number part, these rights are what? Described in our Constitution with the what? Article number. So right to equality, it is explained between what? Article 14 to 18. Article 14 to 18. 4 articles are here. 14, 15, 14 to 18. 4 articles are here. Okay. Right to equality. On the basis of right to equality, every Indian citizens are equal before law. Okay. Equal before law. We cannot create what? Discrimination among people on basis of caste, creed, religion, sex, what? Place of birth. We cannot discriminate among the people on basis of caste, creed and religion as well as sex. Okay. Do not discriminate among the people. After that, the facilities, okay, the welfare work of the what government, okay, these are equally provided to all of the citizens of a nation. Means equal privileges. Equal privileges and what facilities equally enjoyed by the every people, every citizen of a nation. After that, equality, the abolition of untouchability. Means the untouchability process or untouchability is social evil through the right to equality. It is totally abolished in our society. If a person practices this type of social evil like untouchability, then he or she will punished by the Indian Penal Code, Indian Constitution. So these are all about what right to equality. Means every people, every citizens of India are treated equally before law. Okay, there are no discriminations among the people on basis of caste, creed, religion, then sex, birthplace, etc. Okay, then equal privileges are gained by every citizens of the society, which are provided by the government of India in a constitutional way, in a constitutional manner. Then social evils like untouchability, okay, is totally abolished from the society. If a person practices this type of social evil, okay, bad things in society, then he or she will be punished by the constitution, punished by the judiciary department of government. Okay. So the next right is right to freedom, or you can say right to liberty. Okay, and this right to freedom or right to liberty expressed between Article 19 to 20. Okay, with the four articles. So in this right, a person can easily express his or her feelings or speech. Means freedom of speech and expression. With the help of right to freedom, okay, which are explained between Article 19 to 22, a person has freedom of speech and expression. Means a person can easily point out his or her views, as well as speak as he or she wants. Okay, after that, the people, the citizens can easily form association. Form association. Or organization. And third, maintain strikes. Maintain strikes and also practice profession. Movement. So these are the four types of right to freedom. Okay, and under right to freedom, a person has freedom or liberty to speak and express his or her feelings. After that, we have the right to form an association or an organization, like the driver association, lawyer association, then teachers association. In a democratic nation, democratic form of government, the population, the citizens has the right to form an association. Okay, and through the association and organization, they have the they have the legal right to what? Maintain strikes against the government, and also what? Have the facilities to move in the territory, any place of the nation or state. Okay, and what? Through the right to freedom, okay, a person can practice any type of profession. Okay, to grow up his or her livelihood, but in a legal way. Okay, but in a legal way. If you think that what Indian government or Indian constitution gave the right to freedom to you, okay, then you set up in the road and what started selling the wine or liquor, okay, on the road, but it is not a legal one. You have to do the profession or practice the profession or work to continue your livelihood with a restraint, within a restraints of law. Okay, within a legal manner. Okay, so this is the right to freedom which are expressed within 19 to 22 article in our Indian Constitution. So the fourth number fundamental right is what? Right against exploitation. Okay, which are defined in the article number 23 and 24 of our Indian Constitution. According to right against exploitation, the forced labor system is prohibited or it is a criminal offense. Okay, then prohibits child labor, means the human trafficking matters or the human trafficking case in where the selling and buying of human beings are happen. The type of work is totally banned by what? Indian Constitution. And the forced labor means we cannot has the right to force any person to do our work. Okay, it is also a criminal work on the eyes of law. Okay, then about the fourth number right was right to freedom of religion. Okay, and these are described in article 25 to 28. Got it? According to the right to freedom of religion, okay, a person can have the right to free profession like the priest, like the father who are in who are in churches, the priests who are doing profession in temples in Hindu religion, then the Maulanas who are in mosques. Okay, they have the right to do their free profession in that particular religious places. After that, a person can easily practice and propagate of religion. Okay, from every religions, a person has the right to propagate or practice any type of religion and the principles of that particular religion. Okay, then freedom of manage religious affairs, means Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Isais, every communal people, every religious people has the right to sort out their religious affairs within in their community, in their religion. Okay, and also they has the right to form educational institution to propagate their propagate their foreign principles about that religions. They have the right to form educational institution, and through the educational institution they have they have the freedom, they have the liberty to propagate their fellow principles of that religion. Okay, so these are all about right against exploitation, which are described in Article 23 and 24. And another fundamental right is right to freedom of religion. In that religion, the person can easily perform any type of profession like priest, Maulana or father, then it is what free to them that they should practice any type of religion, and propagate means what? Tell the principles or what? Circulate the principles of that particular religion. Okay, and also freedom to manage religious affairs within their religion, okay, in their community, and also form educational institution to propagate the principle of that religion. So the fifth number fundamental rights of Indian citizens is what? Cultural and educational rights. Okay, cultural and educational right with Article 29 and 30 means what? The compulsory education for every Indian children from the age of what? From the age of 5 to 14 years. Okay, it is compulsory to everyone to what? Get education. Okay, with the facilities which are provided, education facilities which are provided by Indian government. Then about what? A particular communal people can establish their institution or organization to practice their what? Culture and customs. Got it? So this is about what? Cultural and educational rights. Then we go to the sixth what? Rights of Indian citizens, and that is what? Right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies in this part. Okay, many referendum like the mandamus, okay, then like quo warranto, then habeas corpus. Okay, these things are here, but in our next classes we will what? Learn about this type of constitutional remedies in a brief manner. Okay, so it contains the article number 32. Many times what governmental organizations like judiciary department or executive or legislative, they are what? Harm or harass the common fundamental rights of Indian citizens. Okay, in that case a person can easily make a appeal in front of judicial department that his or her fundamental rights are what? Imposed or harassed by that particular what? Department. This is what? Right to constitutional remedies. And 4th August 2017 in judiciary it took the right to privacy, and it is a part of article number 21. Okay, according to right to privacy, a citizens can easily, okay, what? Easily protect his or her life and maintain his or her privacy according to the what? Right to privacy, which took place in article number 21. So this is all about what? 7 type of fundamental rights which are given by Indian Constitution to every Indian citizens. Okay. Okay, so what are the expectation of these rights or fundamental rights? Okay, many times many important situation in national emergency, okay, these fundamental rights are imposed by the government for the welfare of the citizens. Okay, many what? Governmental institution or organization, or you can say the organs of the government are also imposed this type of fundamental rights during national emergency, and it is the compulsory rights or natural rights of the citizens of the population of a territory. Okay, through the what? This type of fundamental rights a person can easily save his or her life, liberty and dignity in the society. After that, these are the what? Compulsory thing to every citizens. Okay, citizens must avoid what? Fundamental right. These are the common rights, natural right to them. After that, what are the fundamental duties? Okay, the fundamental duties. So the fundamental duties. Okay, these duties are what? Written in the part of what? 4th A in Indian Constitution. Okay, these are not compulsory. Okay, and these duties are individualistic. Individualistic means these rights are belong to a particular person. Okay, and these fundamental rights added in our Indian Constitution in 42nd Amendment of Indian Constitution, which was happened in the year of 1976, and these duties are not enforceable, means it is not the compulsory duties of the citizens. Okay, as there is a person can what easily avoid the fundamental duty. It depends upon the what citizen that he should what avoid the fundamental duties of Indian Constitution. Many fundamental duties are what classified in the list of fundamental duties, like we have to or we should abide the principles of Indian Constitution or obey the rules of Indian Constitution. Obey the rules of Indian Constitution. Okay. After that, we have to show respect to our national symbol, like what Indian flag, Indian national anthem, then Ashok Chakra. Okay. So this type of what national symbol we have to show respect to them. Okay, and after that what we have to what make unity among us, shape sovereignty of our nation. Then we should what protect the rich, we should protect or preserve the rich cultural heritage of our nation. Okay, after that we have to or we should protect what public property. Okay, then we should play an important role to create and what develop society in our nations. Okay, and we should help to our nation to what to grow a developed nation in the world map. So this type of fundamental duties are appear in Indian Constitution. These are not enforceable. It is depend upon the what citizen that he should or he should not obey the what fundamental duties which are provided by Indian Constitution. After fundamental duties, another feature is also what took place in Indian Constitution, and that is what DPSP. What DPSP? Directive Principle of State Policy. Okay, in the part IB of Indian Constitution, this DPSP or the Directive Principle of State Policies are also written in Indian Constitution. Okay, fundamental rights and fundamental duties. Okay, these features are for Indian citizens or the people of India. But DPSP, okay, the Directive Principle of State Policies are for state, for a government. Got it? It is also not enforceable for government through DPSP. Okay, a state or a government can what create form law for the welfare of the citizens. Form law, welfare, and also what give facilities or provided facilities for adequate livelihood of the citizens. Provide livelihood to the citizens means provided the basic facilities to what to the citizens who are living in society. Through the what basic facilities, a person can easily fulfill his or her needs. Okay, then social justice. Social justice should be provided by the state government. Okay, and it is the part of DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policies, and it is for what state government. It is also a what non-enforceable what principles non-enforceable depart. A state or a government can what obey, a government can obey or abide this Directive Principle of State Policy as their wish. Okay, it is not what is not an what compulsory work to the state government, but it is the basic work, basic functions of a state government, and government should be followed what DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, which are enforced by the Indian Constitution to the government, and it take place in the part RBA of Indian Constitution, where the fundamental rights are also what took place. After the DPSP or Directive Principle of State Policy, we should study about what the provisions for women. Provision for women. So our Indian Constitution what made many types of provisions, rules, regulation, laws for the upliftment of women, like what the Dowry Prohibition Act was passed against the dowry system. Okay, Dowry Prohibition Act. The Dowry Prohibition Act was passed against the dowry system in marriage time. Okay, means two parties, both of the girls parties as well as the bride and also groom parties, they were what sharing the dowry. That type of social evil system was totally prohibited in the Constitution, and also the Constitution provide the special provision like Dowry Prohibition Act to stop the social evil like dowry what system in our society. After that, Domestic Violence Act. The Domestic Violence Act was also passed in our Constitution. It is one of the important provisions for the development of what women. After the marriage, many girls are what face the domestic violence in their what houses, in their father-in-law houses. What is to the protect to the women? The Indian Constitution provided Domestic Violence Act in Indian Constitution for the development of women. After that, 1/3 seats are also reserved for the women. They has the right to what take participates in election procedure, and 1/3 seats of the constituencies are also what reserved for the women. Okay, many what educational institutions are formed for the development of what development of women, like the girls college, girls high schools, girls schools are what established for the development of women. Then after 5, Uniform Civil Code. Also provided by Indian Constitution. Uniform Civil Code means both male and female, both boys and girls are equal before law. This is what Uniform Civil Code. So this type of special provisions are provided by Indian Constitution for the upliftment of women. After the provisions of women, the last topic is what? Government's efforts towards weaker section and minorities. This is the last topic of your textbook, that government what played important efforts for backward classes and minorities, like what reservation system, reservation in constituencies, reservation in jobs, reservation in what every field of the nation, reservations in educational institution, reservation in national council also. So many types of provisions are also made by the Indian Constitution for the development, for the upliftment of poor class people, like backward class people, like what STs and SC, and also many type of principles, laws are formed for the upliftment of minorities. Minorities means the population whose number are what low in our country, like the Muslim people, the Chinese, Buddhist, okay, Isais. These are the minorities communities in our nation. Okay, but nowadays the Muslim people are not in the category of minority. The Sikhs, Buddhists and Jainists are classified into minority class people. Many laws, many rules, regulations, many provisions are taken by the Indian Constitution for the upliftment of this type of backward classes as well as minority people. Okay, many reservation systems are provided by the Indian Constitution, like reservation in constituency, reservation in educational institution, reservations in what jobs paid, the reservation in National Council of Community. So this type of efforts are made by Indian government through a constitutional manner, through a constitutional laws for the development of minorities. Okay, so this is the last topic of your chapter, and in this chapter let's have a quick recall of this chapter. That first we had what discussed about secularism, about then the right, okay, and then the fundamental rights took place. Then what fundamental rights are in our chapter about the DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, then the provisions made for the upliftment of women by the Indian Constitution, and the last thing is what government efforts for backward classes like STs, SCs and the minorities. I hope you all better understood about this chapter. Okay, in our next class we will discuss from a what story from the history department. I hope you all better understand this chapter. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.